I worked for Mr. Beast as a cameraman. Ask me anything. I worked for Mr. Beast as a freelance camera operator in the summer of 2022, helping with the filming of some videos like I Hunted 100 People and various experiments and segments from other videos. My NDA has long since expired, and all videos I helped filming have either been published or canned, so feel free to ask me anything. Was he nice? On set, Jimmy was very picky and a bit obsessive at times, but I wouldn't call him an asshole, just very passionate about the shots. We even had a code, White Tesla, to signal when Jimmy was around as to appear busy working so we wouldn't get reprimanded LL. As for the co-stars, Tarek is genuinely a gem of a person, and I loved working with him. I don't know why he stays with Mr. Beast when a person like him could rise the ranks in Hollywood NY and make 3x the amount he's making now as a pro director. The others, Chris, Chandler, etc., seemed a bit douchey, but overall I interacted with them very little. I remember Chandler not giving a fuck, but at the same time he didn't complain, so I liked him. LOL. Chandler douchey? My life has been a lie. He seemed so incredibly chill in the videos, but now with everything coming out about Mr. Beast, nothing surprises me anymore. I think better than you attitude is probably the closest word to describe how they acted, but like I said, Chandler just didn't give a fuck and was, like you said, pretty chill. He just wanted to get the hell out of there. How honest are the videos? Does Mr. Beast work hard off camera and kind to others off camera as well? The videos are a mix of scripted and genuine, but that's industry standard. Your favorite reality show does that. Mr. Beast does that too. Nothing extraordinary. Of course, the Beast character is way over the top on camera, and he doesn't act that way off camera, but I wouldn't call him a dick like so many are saying in other AMAs. Tell me most of the prizes or stuff he does is scripted and fake, or my friends are making up stories. The prizes are real, and the stories playing out are mostly organic, but there are always producers manipulating the scenes and the stakes to make the videos more interesting. One example would be in the hide and seek video, telling seekers where the hiders are to speed things up, or telling Jimmy what to say in an earpiece to spice up the moment. This is standard practice in the industry, and everyone does it. It's not just Mr. Beast. Does he live like a regular person, or does he flaunt cash and a rich lifestyle? He sells himself as more humble than he really is, but he's not out here buying yachts and football clubs like some Saudi princes. He's the textbook nouveau riche yuppie. Big car, shining house with staff, in-house gym. What were the unpublished videos? How long did it take to film a video? How long did it take to film the hide and seek? Hide and seek took about 16 hours start to finish. I was exhausted after that. As for unpublished videos, I recall filming a treasure hunt kind of segment, a real-life board game segment, and a bunch of odd experiments with explosives. Do they really give out the amount of money and things they give out? The amounts promised in the videos are given out to the winners. I can't speak for the giveaways happening outside of the videos because I didn't deal with that stuff. Has he been with multiple women at once, or is he faithful to his GF wife? Jimmy is madly in love with his GF. I got told by my ex-producer that he always rents out nice properties for her when she's in Greenville. What do you think of the recent video by Dogpack404 about how Mr. Beast is a fraud? You know the phrase, never meet your heroes? I think he did. Do you genuinely find the character behind the Mr. Beast team to be pure? A lot of people have started to question their motives when the channel became more professional and seemed more advertised to higher production. And my follow-up question, when they did increase the production and professional side of the channel, do you think that affected the overall quality of the original Mr. Beast for better or for worse? I think the quality of the channel's productions are way higher than when I worked there 2 years ago. His recent video with all the YouTubers and the one with Ages and 100 are incredibly well produced compared to the stuff I worked on. A fake, the members of the core crew had a falling out, but they're still close, just not friends like they were before. I don't think the org is evil. It's still a business after all. I don't know why people are expecting it to operate like a NGO. Is Feastables kind of a scam? Yeah, but I would criticize Mr. Beast for overworking us rather than for selling shitty chocolate. Do you know what the falling out was about? No, but I'd imagine working full-time together for that long strains your friendship. Actually curious, how would Feastables be a scam? I don't see it any different than Hershey's chocolates. It's a scam because of how bad he markets it versus how good it tastes. It's total crap. Have a Lint Delicata bar, then a Feastable bar, and tell me which one tastes like a lump of raw sugar. Kids must love it though. How much was you paid? Does he pay good? Give or take $30/H. I was lucky and got paid well, but I heard in the last year or two they started lowballing laymen like me. Do you agree with any of the criticisms laid out in the Mr. Beast is a fraud video? And if so, which ones do you agree with? Which ones do you disagree with? I agree with the FOMO bullshit used to sell merch and the Feastables criticism, but the whole videos use CGI angle is quite puzzling to me. How were you and the other employees treated? I responded how the shooting sessions with Jimmy went in another comment, but in general, it's a pretty crushing job. You are expected to be available 24/7 for shootings, and overtime is hardly paid if it's done in Greenville. OSHA is a joke. If I had to sum up the ORG in one word, I wouldn't say evil like many people in these days AEE suggesting, but disorganized. Mr. Beast is trying so hard to make something new. He's basically making a shitty version of a production company. Like, higher ups are all friends of Jimmy who don't know what they're doing. HR uses Discord instead of Slack. There's no best practices or external advisors. It's like a crappy startup, but 10x the size. But hey, they paid me well, so I'm not complaining. Story 2. I worked for Mr. Beast from March to June 2024. I think the company is very morally corrupt, AMA. Are most of the videos fake? Well, internally at the company, people debate what is considered fake. I would say almost all of the videos have fictional elements and deceptive editing. The money is always real, but the contestants are often family or friends of Mr. Beast employees, or just the employees themselves, edit, or people in the industry. You stated that Mr. Beast has a whole PR army that is trying to keep a positive image of him, especially online. This was interesting to me, as it seems that the moderators of his subreddit are employees. Are there any more fields in which they are active? For example, with fake fan accounts? I mean, I sent the PR team a Reddit post a while ago about someone not getting dog food that Mr. Beast promised, and it almost instantly got removed by moderators after I sent it. I'm honestly surprised this Reddit account hasn't been banned yet. I guess they have their hands full at the moment. I've also seen obvious upvote downvote manipulation that I can only assume is also the PR team. I work in Greenville in a field where I've come in contact with Mr. Beast and his employees more than a few times and can confirm I've heard a lot of this stuff in passing from them. Also, the people who work in his PR and marketing are literally some of the worst humans I've ever experienced. I've read some of your comments regarding his psychological manipulation. I think it's pretty obvious he's doing it. You don't become the biggest without perfecting your craft, but a line should be drawn somewhere, though don't you agree? If not, you'd have to hate pretty much every relevant business. Every big business hires a marketing team to increase profits. Reddit makes your notifications red, so you're more likely to click. Video games add sound effects to kills just like a casino plays sounds when you play. Cereal boxes have characters that look down into a child's eyes. How can you determine what is bad? If you take these things out, profits will drop, meaning another company is going to come take your place and use these tactics. I don't like gambling psychology being used against kids. Jimmy said on a Colin and Samir podcast that he believes attention is the most valuable currency in the world. Internally, we view attention as a valuable resource, and much of the business practices are based around getting the viewer to gamble with their attention. His whole shtick could boil down to support me and you might win big. What's the most shocking thing you figured out about them while working there? Any specific examples? I have seen some issues about him where complaints were centered around overworking employees and the contest being unsafe to participants, but those kind of things have thus far been swept under the rug more or less. Is that kind of where your concerns lie too? Or were there other things? I'm bad at answering general questions. A contestant apparently almost died during the filming of the Olympics video. During the first challenge, it was like 200 contestant on a track with 20 rows, and they had to jump over hurdles of increasing heights while moving from their lane towards the middle lane, so several people got trampled and one contestant almost died. Also, apparently in that video, some of the contestants were not actually associated with the country they were representing. Edit, 200, not 400. I was a contestant in that video. No one almost died. The only injury I saw during the first challenge was someone who injured their ankle and was promptly attended to. Also, there are only 195 countries in the world, so there's no way there were 400 contestants. People often say that PewDiePie is the second most subscribed if you remove all big companies like T-Series from the list and only count individuals. Personally, I've always thought Mr. Beast doesn't count as an individual YouTuber either, because of how many people are allegedly involved. What do you think about that? Agree. Apart from being the face, how involved is Jimmy actually? He drastically overstates his involvement. I saw him say on a podcast, all the ideas come from me, while I was literally sitting in the ideation office, haha. Why did you only last 3 months? Many employees at the company are on 90-day contracts.
If you want, you can like and subscribe.